Alright, 100 communists versus 100 capitalists in Minecraft, alright? This is one of these Minecraft social experiment videos. I used to watch a few back in the day, but I don't really know if this one's going to be different or not. Subscribe to JJK03 and let's get into it, bro. I have no idea what this is. But it's probably that they're going to take like 100 people and then like simulate some kind of war or something. Or simulate two communities.
In a Minecraft social experiment, I have placed 200 players onto...
Okay, I need to turn up the fucking volume, bro. I can't hear shit.
two separate islands in the middle of the ocean.
Yo, what's good, Sneaky? Bro, Sneaky always turns in. Like, he actually always shows up to my streams. Like, always. What's good, man? I just started the video. Like, I haven't even gotten into it. It's like a Minecraft social experiment video.
One island follows a strict communist system, shared resources, equal pay, and no private property.
Alright, let me turn it. Let me rewind, bro.
Social experiment. I have placed...
I'm on the bus home. Wait, you... Oh, okay, great, you've ended. Nice.
200 players onto two separate islands in the middle of the ocean. One island follows a strict communist system, shared resources, equal pay, and no private property. The other, capitalist values, open trade, personal profit, and economy. Also, the server is in hardcore, meaning that everyone has a single life. If you die, you get banned from the server. Will the communists build a utopia of equality? Will the capitalists outgrow them with innovation and greed? Or will both sides collapse under the pressure of war, betrayal, and power? What started as a simple experiment has turned into one of the most chaotic stories I ever recorded. So lay back and pick a side, because this is communism.
Okay, I am going to pick the capitalists, bro. I believe that they are going to win. Honest to God, bro. But once again, like, you need to get into details, bro. Like, how will this work, bro? Like, personal, like, trade, personal profit. Actually, you know what? Nah, you know what? I'm picking the communists, actually, because if people in the capitalist nation gets personal profit, there's gonna be like these unfair levels of wealth, and people are probably gonna like crash out and fight each other, while the communists are probably gonna be united, and they're probably gonna like invade or something. I actually don't know, but I'm siding with the communists. Actually, I believe in them.
Versus capitalism.
I'm gonna turn it down, bro.
Before we start, if you want to be part of events like this one in the future, make sure to subscribe and join my Discord in the description. Day 1. At the start of the session, we allowed everyone onto the map. The players all spawned one by one in the middle of their islands.
Get back here. Food.
Okay, how many players are there?
A huge plain biome surrounded by a lush oak forest and beautiful beaches.
Big SMP in an alternative universe. I mean, we don't have enough players for that, but actually that reminds me, bro. We need to Sneaky. We need to actually like message Big and ask him when season 2 is happening, cause it's about time, right? People have returned from vacation, and some new ideas are in place. But I mean, I'm not gonna do it now. But we need to. After summer, I think he said. Yeah, he definitely said that. Like, but I feel like you could probably hit him up or something and see how he's doing. I haven't talked to him in ages, actually. Cause that would be fire, bro. Season 2 would be crazy. But I'm not doing like what we did in season 1, where there was just like this fucking complete anarchy. Because we obviously can't keep up, apparently, with complete anarchy. And there needs to be a world border, because, yeah, building bases thousands of blocks out, only for it to get completely fucked over, and then having to worry about getting back to spawn, like, that, it's too stressful, bro. Like, we never returned to spawn, basically. Actually, you know, we did, but at that point, it was already over. I'll talk to him, but school will fuck us up. It's fine, bro. Like, we just join when we have time. It's probably gonna be the same thing. Like, if I'm streaming, right? Let's say I get home from school and I'm streaming. I'll probably just like join the big SMP and just do some stuff, right? Just like complete a few tasks or something. Then I log off. then I maybe end stream or I do something else on stream. Like it's for me it will be pretty simple, but yeah, don't expect me to partake in big events on days where I'm busy.
Perfect place for expanding and growing their new fresh economy. The communist island was a massive spruce forest with towering trees, and in the middle was an open area surrounded by a cliffside. Both started by doing the same thing, gathering resources and building their houses. Everyone started mining trees and heading for the mines. It did not take long for everyone to start working on a smaller house to live in and keep their items.
So this is my house. You see a sign here? It says it's my house.
Suits a
We go
boat.
inside.
Very spacious. On the capitalist island, roads were built
They're communists. What do you expect?
really fast by
You share everything. You share all profits. You can't expect to have a big house.
that made small plots and started selling them to players right away. Hold up, did you claim all those plots?
Yeah, I think we have.
You're a true capitalist. What is this?
Hey, Ray, I'm doing this for the good of all the people. I'm earning money off of this, but I'm also making it so that stupid houses don't get built in prime business places.
The most expensive plots were the ones that were in front of the bank. This was the only building that was pre-placed on the island, and this is where the capitalists will be getting their money. The bank was closed for the first day and will be opening tomorrow, so we'll talk more about it later. Back to the communist side, everyone was still doing their own thing, not really collaborating and being a bit of a mess, until a player by the name of Blanky stepped up and started organizing everyone and giving them tasks to do, like building roads, houses, gathering resources, and building a central storage area for everyone to share. Quickly, the majority of the players on the island saw Blanky as their leader, and he soon proclaimed himself leader of the island. Of course, he also made someone build him a castle on top of a hill. Bro, you put them to work, bro, what is this?
Yeah, bro. Do you not see the amount of buildings? Efficiency, communist, capitalists ain't got shit on us.
On the Blue Island, something really important was about to happen. I guess.
So I'm guessing both sides will have like a leader, one dictator, one. Are they gonna have? I don't know, man. Actually, they might not have. Because to be fair, capitalism and communism doesn't really have anything connected to leadership.
Around, and it was time to give all of them a.
Like there are like, aren't there like capitalist dictators in Africa or something? Or at least there used to be.
Random amount of money to start the capitalist economy. We're gonna be rolling the money right now. You're gonna be assigned a random amount of money. The money on the server is called gold coins. One gold ingot is worth 9 of those, so each golden nugget is technically a coin. After some seconds of suspense, all the players received their money and it was very diverse. Most players had around 1,500 coins, the richer ones had around 3,000 and the poorest one were already in debt with minus 300 coins.
Yeah, bro, the best Italian food.
Okay, so what are they gonna buy, bro? On the, USSR? The USSR, yes, they were a dictatorship, but they're communist. I'm talking about capitalists, like, you know how they're, like, in Africa? Like, if you know history, like, in Africa, there were, like, America and the USSR were racing for Africa to try to get, you know, those countries to believe in their ideology. And they would have these, like, civil wars. They would fund 2 different groups, and they would fight for control. And I think in the countries where capitalism won, it just ended up becoming dictatorships. So even though America isn't a dictatorship, those countries were. So that's why I feel like it's different. I don't know if communism equals dictatorship, but I know that capitalism does not equal, you know, free votes or free elections. Also, what I was gonna ask is what is the money for? Because they gotta be able to use it for something, because they don't need to buy food. They're already farming. Something in like, do they use it to like fund an army or something? Or maybe they buy like, I don't know, man. Do they pay workers like corrupt dictators? Well, yeah, that's what I'm. Bro, Sneaky, what are you getting at? Yes, that's what I mean. Corrupt dictators in African capitalist countries, at least back in the Cold War.
In this server, the best Italian bread. Here, wait, hold.
Because I feel like if these nations can like gather an army, because like right, they can mine iron in the game and make iron armor and get tools and build an army that way without money. So what could they buy with money? I mean, hell, they can even build houses and farms and get food. So like, the coins have to be used for something.
Hold on.
I'm holding on.
Here. The first
my
one is
God.
on the house. The first one is on the house. The best enchilada bread.
Alrighty, what are you wagering?
This.
The rules of the game are: one bundle doesn't exist, the second has nothing, and the third has double what you put in. Go and give me a number between 1 and 3.
3?
Unfortunately, that bundle has nothing to give.
I got scammed, guys. Soon enough, it was the end of the day. And
Wait, so they're gonna use money to buy food? That makes no sense though. So they're gonna set up stores. See, this is what I don't really understand, because in Minecraft, you can do all of this shit anyway. You can make your own farm. You don't have to buy it from somebody. Right? That's why I'm kind of confused.
the sun started setting on both our islands. Flying around and looking at what they both built, it was safe to say that both islands had already done a lot of progress on their cities, with roads and a bunch of builds that they were working on. Especially the Blanky Mansion. How fast did they build that? At
Damn.
the very back of the capitalist island, far from anyone to see, there was a small island where a group of people calling themselves the Wuhi sect started working on a base, but at sunset they held a meeting with all their members. Their goal is having the most connections with the most influential people on the island to have power over the island itself. Starting by Galaxy. This player is the one who runs the bank I was talking about earlier.
We all gathered here to celebrate the new life we've been given and the new wealth that will soon come into all of our pockets. Together, we will break the bread and we will form a beautiful union. Galaxy, would you like to say a few words?
It's a pleasure, seeing all your lovely faces here with us today. This is a promise to a union. Together, we will assert our will on anybody.
I assume they have limited resources and need the money to access them. But like, yeah, they're on an island, but I just feel like if you really want to like be a sweat in Minecraft, there is no such thing as limited resources. Unless there's a world border or something. Cause like literally, like what could you possibly need? Okay, you need food. You can create a farm on literally like anything right here. Like just any plot of land. You can, if you want iron, you just dig just into the ground until you find, like diamonds even. You can just dig into the ground and find diamonds. Like there are just thousands of caves underneath the land. Maybe they'll get into it later, but I mean they haven't even explained what it's for yet. But it is a very cool concept, I will admit. Especially like the whole like bank thingy on the capitalist island.
E2, everyone logged into the server and continued.
See, that dude was fishing. Like, the food acquired. Like, that's it. You've done it. You've gotten your food.
Working on their builds. Since everyone on the
You didn't need to
capitalist
pay for
island
it.
now had money to trade with, it was the perfect time to start businesses. Before
Okay, wait. What did he just say? He just said something important.
E2, everyone logged into the server and continued working on their builds. Since everyone on the capitalist island now had money to trade with, it was the perfect time to start businesses. Before the session.
Money to trade with. Okay, I'm guessing maybe that they're just kind of... that they're using the money to acquire resources quicker. I assume they have limited resources and need money to access them. You know what? That's fair enough, actually. You know, Sneaky had a point. But I just feel like, whatever.
And started, many people posted advertisements on the Discord for businesses. Food, services, bars, detectives, stocks, bunkers. There was something for everyone. Soon after the start of the day, the bank also opened its doors with its head Galaxy and his employees. The building was open for business. A villager was positioned on the first floor that allowed players to exchange ores like gold, diamonds, and iron for money. Today was also a very important day for the blue team. They had to take a decision that would impact the rest of their time on the island. Electing a leader. Choosing the right person was crucial. A little stage was built by the side of the bank where everyone gathered around. Many people were running to be leader, so the first round of votes was run blindly to lower the numbers of candidates down to 5. Once those were selected, all of them were given the chance to give a speech to convince the crowd.
My fellow islanders, today we are gathered here today under the dark cloud of communism. This threat, this ideology represents an existential danger to our freedoms.
Whether rich or poor, we were all the same until that fateful roll of our balances. We didn't get to choose where we started, but we can choose where we go. We'll make it our goal to bring everyone out of debt so that everyone can participate in the capitalist system.
We all know there's a nation out there, one that poses a threat to our very way of life. However, there is one thing that makes us better than them, and it is not solely because we are capitalists. It is because we are a democracy. Here, every player gets a chance to be the unique person that they are, and that is precisely why we'll win.
After all the speeches, a round of vote was held. 5th position with 5 votes, Youngly. 4th position, 6 votes, Salty Studios. 3rd position, 14 votes, Poo and Lou. Top 2 is 16 votes, and top 1 is 26 votes. Winner is I Am Maker.
I am greatly appreciative of this honor, and I will maintain your free will. The best people, the best islanders, and everyone, let's hear it for capitalism!
Maker was elected as the leader of the capitalist island, and it was now up to him to guide all of them. And to be honest,
Also, by the way, can I just say
as
something?
the leader of the capitalist island, and it was now up
Why does he have this, like, armband right here? Like, I can't be the only one who looked at this and was like...
to him to guide all of
Kinda looks like a certain, historical figure. Anyway.
them. And to be honest, they seemed all pretty happy with the results. On the other side of the world, on the communist island, things were also running smoothly. The town was looking great, and a building at the center of the town was built to be the central storage resource facility of the island. In there, players worked 24/7 to organize things, provide the players with the resources they request. Under Blanky's mansion, over the central lake, a massive stage and statue in the honor of their leader was built. And he is currently standing there, waiting for everyone to gather as he was about to address the nation.
Thank you for coming all here, my beautiful people. Look at this nation around us. Look at this beautiful statue, these beautiful fields. The capitalists, they've got nothing. They're probably starving, fighting each other there for puny pennies. We have brothership. No one is left behind, and that is what true equality is. The capitalists, I've heard, have recently elected their leader, Maker. Does that man sound like someone who wants to share? Share with others? Someone who's kind? No, he's greedy. He's after his own wealth. So I'd quickly like to invite Sora up to the stage to, Sora, come up here. Come stand here. Many of you may be wondering why I have thus done such an action. It has come to my attention that Sora and many others are corrupted. He intended to replace me, to replace us. That was an attack on me. That was an attack on each and every one of you.
During his speech, Blanky explained that a player by the name of Sora was organizing a rebellion to overtake him, and he was skilled to show the example. Surprisingly, the players did not seem too shocked about what just happened.
Of course
I
not.
just found someone worshipping him as a god a minute later.
Of course not, bro. Like, this dude right here, what's his name? Like, Blanky or something? He's gonna become the next Stalin, bro. Like, did you know that, like, in the Soviet Union, whenever Stalin addressed the nation or made some kind of speech, like, you had to applaud him, and if you were the last one, like, if you were the first one to stop applauding, you would be in trouble. Like, I'm pretty sure you would get killed for that. So they would just clap for hours and hours on end. This guy's getting a god status, that's for sure.
After his speech, the leader got back to organizing the island, dealing with all the problems that were brought to him by his council. Speaking of the council,
That kind of ended up being Stalin's downfall too, because, like, he died to some kind of heart failure disease kind of thing, and his doctors were too terrified to treat him, so... That's on him, man.
Communist Island, a social system was implemented and was in place by the leader. A little icon was shown next. Social system was
Alright. That's interesting, actually.
implemented and was in place by the leader.
Wait, let me read that.
Island, a social system was
Top of the government, head of the army, highest civilian prestige, honorable civilian, exemplary civilian, work for the government, army member.
implemented and was in place by the leader. A little icon was shown next to the people's name with a social status determining their rank in hierarchy. The better someone worked for the state, the higher rank they would get. For people who did the opposite, a prison was currently being built on the side of the island where anyone who was doing anything bad to the eyes of Blanky would be immediately sent. At the blue team, like yesterday night, another meeting was held at the Wuhi sect. This time was Maker, the new elected leader of the island.
Welcome everyone. Welcome Maker. We are hoping to create a strong alliance.
I think it's important for us to all understand, what we all bring to the table. I also do want to toast to Maker specifically for his brilliant campaign and his victory today.
Well, I'm glad to have you as Secretary of the Treasury, and I look forward to working with all of you.
Yo, the fact that they're like nodding their heads is so accurate. Like, I would definitely see a real life meeting like this happening where they're all just like, yeah, totally, absolutely.
For freedom, prosperity for our people, and to fight against the influence of communism.
It was now the end of the day. Everyone started heading to their homes for the night. At the communist island earlier today, it was established that the place was now called the Docketarian Union of Blanky State. Dubs for short. And this was decided on to be the official flag, a duck with a red background. It did not take too long for this banner to be distributed and hanged over every single
That's pretty good.
Before we continue, if you're enjoying those videos and want to participate in one yourself, you can. All you have to do is join my Discord server. We've built an awesome community of over 25,000 members, everyone is super chill there, and it's honestly my favorite place to hang out online. Whether you want to take part in future videos or just make some new friends, it is the first link in the description. Today the market was at all-time high. At the capitalist island, the stock building was finished, and inside were redstone lamp displays that showed the different values of the top companies of the island. Due to Maker's election yesterday, and the people believing in his government, the federal stock was by far the highest one. Blanky on the Red Island was inside his manor waiting for a visitor. Since the start of the event, I had an invisible barrier between the two islands that no player could go through. Later today, this barrier will finally be opened. So before that, a meeting was organized between Maker and Blanky to discuss it. Maker made his way to the docks of the island with two advisors, Young Lee and Logical. Without a bit of stress, they entered their boats and made their way to the other island where they've never been before. An exception was made for them and they were allowed to pass the border. After a couple of minutes of sailing, they arrived to the shores of the capitalist territory. On the beach, two members of Blanky's council were waiting for them.
Welcome. How you guys been, bro? You guys good?
We've been well, you know, it's a bit far away across the ocean.
Just immediate war.
Okay, we'll bring you to Blanky, as of now, to our leader.
They picked them up and walked them across the city until they arrived to the leader's mansion.
Well, I guess I should start off where it's an honor to be on the island, you know? I was gratefully elected by my people.
Yo, like, this is actually really cool. Like, just watching this, I kind of want to be a part of this video. Look at this. Dude is in the fight. This is Aura. He's in a throne, just protected by, like, at least 4 guards, bro.
It's an honor
on either
to be
side.
on the island, you know?
Here too, and like they have maxed out gear too, and it's just like it's kind of like accurate in a way. Like, he has to be careful with his words. He's like, oh, you know, it's an honor to be on the island. It's great. It's fantastic. But in reality, he's scared as shit.
I was gratefully elected by my people, and I take that trust they've given me.
Well, I also stand here as a representative of my people. Even though I wasn't elected, I still hold all of their beliefs and ideals because as much as I'm the leader, so are they. The biggest thing that my people are most likely interested in is your trees. You know, we're limited to our spruce sort of wood, and I think we'd be very interested in your oak, and I believe that might be the same vice versa.
Probably. And no other resources you'd like to share?
Don't believe so. I think we're in a stronger place, I think is the right way to say, than you are in certain aspects, so I think we'll leave it there.
I suppose if that's it for the trade, we should figure out what the rules of this little game we're playing are.
Rule-wise surrounding my island, no person shall enter my island without permission given beforehand. If I find any one of your members of my island without permission, they will be jailed, and I'd like to make that point very clear.
Completely understandable. We would probably do the same with anyone from yours. So, what's the rules of engagement?
I'd hope that's not something that's on your mind as of now, no? I mean, if I was in your position, I wouldn't even want to consider it, considering the vast difference in our nation's power.
But
before you leave, I'd like to give you something. As a sign of new beginning, to say the least.
You know, as a sign of good faith.
The meeting was tense, but regardless, both leaders were trying to be friendly for now and offered each other a sapling of the tree that they grew on their respective islands as a gesture.
But then what's the point of trading if you can just grow the trees anyway?
It was decided that trade between both islands was going to be open, but with strict rules on entering each other's territories. No one was allowed to traverse each other's border without strict permission of each other's governments. After that, Maker and his friends made their way back to the beach and sailed back to their island. As soon as they arrived, they held a meeting with the rest of the government in a half-built town hall to discuss what just happened. After some talking, they decided to gather all the citizens and address the nation.
Citizens of this great island, I want to tell you of my recent trip to the island of Communism and my meeting with Blanky. Be warned, if you go any farther than the shores of the island, you'll be arrested, detained, and possibly even killed. And if you see any communists do the same, the reason why it's so strict, he pointed me out to this, is he doesn't want too much exposure. In his own words, he doesn't want his people seeing what we have here.
During that talk, it was made
That one is a classic.
clear to everyone that friendship with the other island was not yet established and they all had to be on their guard.
That's some North Korea shit.
Also, a name for the island was voted and somehow they went for burgers as the name of their nation. Pretty fitting for a capitalist nation to be called like that if you ask me. On the communist side, pretty much the same was happening. Blanky had ordered for everyone to be gathered on the stage to address his team.
Hello people, how are we doing today? Put your hands in the air if you're having a wonderful, wonderful time. Yeah, that's what we love to see. Alright, so I'd like to bring up a couple things today. Any capitalists who enter the island illegally without my permission will be sent straight to our brand new prison, which is the next topic. We now have
Whoa, that shit is cool,
a
bro.
prison. Don't we love that? Don't we?
But here's my question. How is this gonna work? This is the problem with Minecraft. The players have so much power. You could put them in like a cool stone-looking prison, but one pickaxe and that motherfucker's out. So it has to be a well-designed prison.
I absolutely love that. Anyone who would try and destroy what we've built. But clearly, some people didn't get the message. So I'd like to say, guards, please arrest Jackie YN, It's Shay, Rasplin, Jestitutioner, and It's Elijah.
Blanky, on the spot, in front of everyone, put under arrest multiple people who were suspected to be preparing plans against him. The guards surrounded them and walked all of them to the newly built prison. This place was ridiculous. Multiple guards were stationed there and all under the command of Shotbuns, one of Blanky's council members and the warden of that prison.
This, yo, just look at this dude's skin, bro. This dude is a German commander if I've ever seen
In
one.
there, it was no joke. Prisoners were registered at the entrance, then searched for items with a redstone system that flooded their inventories with shovels. And after that, they were placed inside a cell that was surrounded with obsidian. All the suspects were promptly put behind bars and far from any harm. Blanky was so confident in how safe he was on his island that he walked around the town in golden armor and even made his way to their local wing shop to get some food. Of course, I also invited myself to have lunch with him.
Hey, buddy.
Oh, yeah, hold on, let me have that for you.
Here's some food, guys.
Back at the Blue Island, on the very edge of the island, was a building owned by the MIB, the Man in Blue group. I'm not sure what those people stood for, but they were a group who the leader was Kermit the Frog.
We are breaking into the prison. We're freeing the captured communists and we're bringing them to our island.
Right.
Now, unfortunately, we are not backed by the government on this one. They will not interfere, but we're going rogue.
They had heard rumors of the prison on the communist island, and that some people were being killed in there to be silenced. With the intel they had, they decided to run a mission to free the prisoners and try to bring them back to their island in hope that they would betray their team. Perfect for them, both leaders had just announced that the border were going to be opened.
First of all, the borders between the two islands are dropping today, and that means a couple of rules that have been set up and agreed upon.
Important things to know. If you want to travel to the other island, you have to ask me, and then I will ask Blanky, and then Blanky will accept or deny.
The issue is that on each side a passport control building was built to make sure that people were actually authorized to enter the islands. In their case, they were not allowed at all. Even their leader, Maker, had no idea that this operation was about to happen. Regardless, they made their plans for the prison break. In secret, they all started marching and made their way to the side of the island.
So, as we all know, some of us may die on this mission, but we have to be willing to do whatever it takes to get everyone out of here. This is for freedom.
After a quick meeting, they all jumped into the water and started making their way to the communist island. The stress...
How many people are there on each island? I need to know that.
...at all-time high.
Because this kind of feels like a
By
waste of
doing that,
manpower.
They were putting their lives at risk. They didn't know that, but right now was the perfect moment to strike, because the entirety of the red team was watching a play take place at the center of the island where even Blanky was present. This lowered the risk of them being spotted.
And let me guess, if the people who are like performing the play fuck up, immediate execution. It's accurate!
Once the prison was in view, Kermit went underwater and started digging a tunnel to get under the prison. Like that they would be able to get each cell one by one and have a quick escape route. Unfortunately for them, once they got too close, one of them stopped sneaking by mistake and a guard managed to see their name tag. All the guard gathered and started looking for them. When the MIB realized it had been caught, they all couldn't talk with each other because the guards would hear them. They all trusted Kermit and started following him out of the tunnel slowly. The guards of the prison went out and understood that they were inside of a tunnel. They started looking and eventually, Shot Buns found it. They all entered the tunnel and after some digging around, they found them. Most of the MIB was captured right there. After looking...
Okay, so how does this... oh, daily ban time. Let me just ban this dude. Alright, here's the thing. How does this work, okay? Because, like, if you, like, because if I was the communist guards in this situation and I ran into these people, my first instinct would just be to kill them. I mean, they have equal armor, equal tools, it seems like. You know, they're doing some illegal operation. I would just, like, attack them and kill them. How do you end up in a situation like this? How do you end up with no armor? Do they just tell you like, oh yeah, give up your armor, and then they're just forced to comply? Like,
B was captured.
Like, what is, like...
Right there. After looking for Kermit for quite a while, Shot Buns eventually found him.
Don't run! Don't run! Don't run! Drop all your stuff! Drop all your stuff right now! No, drop it. I'm giving you 5 seconds right now. 5.
Oh!
Drop it, Kermit!
Fine.
Drop it! Drop it now! All of it!
See? Like, how does this dude have that much patience? Because I would see that as a declaration of war. Maybe not between the two nations, but at least between these two people. Like, you just swung on me with a sword. I'm gonna hit you back.
Post-battle, he managed to convince him to drop his weapons and follow him to the prison. Somehow though, on the way of putting all of them inside of cells, a member of the Communist Council was present at the prison.
Yeah.
There's men in blue. There's men in blue.
Okay.
People who could come into the prison aren't officials.
It's alright. I'll check on it.
We will kill you if you don't comply. Well, honestly, that's crazy, dog. I don't know what to say. Honestly.
Like, do you have a...
Phoenix, I would put on your armor just in case. Hold up! I'm taking you all the way.
This now changed everything. Blanky was quickly alerted and gathered everyone into the meeting room of his mansion to discuss what just happened.
So we had 2 men in blue try to blow up the back of the prison to 3 people. Ragbite escaped and killed one of my council members, Phoenix.
Oh god.
Maker has clearly failed to control his people in the slightest regards, and that has led to the deaths of our people who have done nothing wrong in the slightest, and for that, I wage war.
Blanky decided to wage war, as in his opinion, Maker failed to contain his people. Of course, this was over-exaggerated, as this could probably be talked over with Blanky and Maker. But in reality, Blanky always wanted to take over the other island, and this was the perfect excuse. Blanky truly cared for his people, and this was the way to justify it to his nation. Not too long after this meeting, an informer from the communist side called Sodax had decided to betray his team. He used a map item to map out the entirety of the island and placed all of them on the table label of the capitalist leader was that they were now able to plan their attack with perfection. On the capitalist side, a prison was also built and ran by the local police. The cells were a little smarter than the opposite team. They were surrounded by lava on all sides and made it so the players trying to escape would burn to death. This though was not the only innovation of the blue team. In his leader's speech, Maker had promised space exploration, and today was the first launch of a rocket they had built. After some final checkups,
Wait, what?
I can't believe this. They strapped Hatsune Miku to a chair and were about to send her to space.
4, 3, 2, 1. Go for liftoff. Go for liftoff.
For what, bro?
Oh my god, they actually sent her to space. There's no way Maker is doing that while the other island is about to invade this place. Also, little did Maker know, but not only he had enemies across the sea, but he also had enemies on his own team. At the sect, like every day...
Yeah, Maker's cooked. Maker's cooked. Yeah, it's over. Bro is gonna get... Oh my god, 2 from war would be insane.
A dinner was organized, but this time, Maker was not re-invited.
I just want you guys to, like, take a look around quick. I'm sure you've all heard it. Citizens are exclaiming how screwed we are, some wanting to flee the island. Hey, we need to give them something that reminds them of who we are fighting here. I think the way to do that is stage the death of the president. Imagine this. Maker is killed at the hands of the communists. The posters lining the city exclaiming, "Do it for Maker," and "Don't let his death be in vain." All the while incentivizing an increase in government control, with us at the helm.
Galaxy explained the plan to everyone. Maker was going to be taken out soon, and stages an attack of the communists in order for them to take his place. Following yesterday's tensions, today Maker was going to try to talk with Blanky in hope not to go to a full-scale war with the other team. Shortly after the start of the session, Maker, a bodyguard, and one of his advisors, Logical, all hopped in the water and made their way to the other island. Like last time, when they arrived, 2 players were waiting for them. They were searched and asked to remove their armors at the passport control before being let in and made their way to their meeting room. Not like last time, the entire communist government and high officials were present to assist the meeting between the 2 leaders.
So, yesterday wasn't great.
Would you like me to give you a rundown of what you think happened, Maker?
Yeah, I think that some civilians went there without...
Civilians? Civilians?
They weren't members of the military. They weren't members
Civilians
of the
who were
military.
trained, who killed one of my council members and attempted to break out wanted criminals out of my jail. You call those civilians?
I'm just saying that I had no knowledge of their plan to kill a council member of yours. That was not an official action of our capitalist society.
That's why you could argue our society is in a much better place than yours is right now, Maker, and that is why you are here in the first place.
I stand by this was not an official action of our government. Number 2, I am open to peace. I'm open to talking this out.
Peace might have been something that fell off the table a long time ago, Maker.
If your government insists on taking the actions of a few and then applying a collective guilt to my entire people and a people that...
Maker, as a leader, are you not responsible for the actions of your people? Are you not responsible? It doesn't matter if they weren't directly associated with you. It distracts me, like, how you are able to sit here without taking any, the slightest hint of guilt for your action. Nothing. And I don't understand how you want me to establish peace with a person like that.
Maker tried to explain to Blanky that the actions of those few individuals that attacked the prison yesterday did not represent his entire nation. But Blanky was not hearing it and kept on telling him that he failed to keep his people under control. Then he was taken to the prison for a chance to talk with Kermit, the head of the MRB.
Damn, this shit is I feel like I'm watching a fucking movie, man.
Crap, you got us all in.
Kinda.
We might beat you to death. Like, that might happen. We might not. We might do. So, like, it's really up to our discretion. But in the meantime, I'd like you know, I'm sure you've done plenty of thinking about your actions, if any thinking happens in that head of yours.
I mean, Maker, I think for the first, and maybe even last time in our meeting, I'd like to do you a favour.
You have to, like, just, yeah. Oh, this is relaxing. Like, he's like a plushie.
Today, the Red Island had a national event organized. Today was the Harvest Festival. In a spruce forest in the middle of the island, a festival area was built with a huge table for everyone to sit on. Cakes, festivities, challenges, and games for everyone to enjoy were built there.
Greetings! Before we proceed, I am delightful to welcome everybody to the Harvest Festival. This festival is held to celebrate the gifts and blessings we have as a communist community.
After that speech,
This shit, like, they're really doing a good job at representing a communist country. I'll give them that.
the organizers blanketed
It's like glazing themselves and shit.
the opportunity
To be fair, both ideologies glaze themselves, but especially communists.
to address the nation about the recent events of the capitalist team.
I have a couple things to say. In the West, the only way to repay debt is with money. How do we repay debts in the East? We repay them with kindness, we repay them with labor, and we repay them with loyalty. So by these very terms, how do we repay bloodshed? We only take dubs.
Then finally, everyone was allowed to start enjoying the festival. From racing on pigs' backs, dodgeballs with eggs, everyone seemed to be having a great time. On the other side of the sea, the mood was completely different. A video of the president was made and broadcasted to everyone on the team.
My fellow citizens of Burger, this is a solemn hour. In the early morning light, while our island was still resting in the peace that we have long cherished, our neighbors across the water, those under the red banner of the communist state, have declared war upon us. Let me be clear, this was not a war of our choosing. A rogue group among us attacked without the authority of our government, causing an international incident. The flames of liberty must not be extinguished. Not here, not now, not ever. As of this hour, we are entering a wartime economy. Let no one say this nation cannot adapt. Let no one say Burger was caught unready. We are not afraid of hardship. We are not afraid of struggle. You will taste nothing but iron and ash. Burger stands united.
You know, this is the words of a man that's about to get cooked. Because this guy has his own country against him. And the thing about the communist nation is that they are united as shit. Alright? Because if you try to do some bullshit like, you know, create your own faction, you're in trouble. You're gonna be imprisoned. And I bet a lot of people living there don't want to be imprisoned, so they're probably gonna want to fight for the army, and when that happens, it's over, man.
Resolute.
So you're facing that nation plus your own factions that are rebelling against you. I mean, the owner of the bank doesn't even fuck with you no more, bro.
And ready.
After that, they all gathered and a wartime economy was announced by Maker, where people of the island would be paid by the government for doing and helping the war efforts. Somehow though, in the middle of all of this, they still found time to launch a second rocket. This time, not only Miku was on it, but they managed to have two other people sitting with her. How did they even manage to convince those people to do that?
3, 2.
What's the point, man?
Ignition. Ignition. Lift off. We have lift off.
Whoa, what is that?
Lift off.
Did you see that? Who built this? Holy shit. Bro, Minecraft players are just a different breed of human beings. I could never, like, even with a tutorial, I could never do that.
The launch was successful. The players were now
Like, look. Nah, I'm sorry for pausing. Look at each block perfectly placed to represent this perfect shot.
the launch
And the bridge too, and like the forest surrounding it. Oh, that shit's amazing. That is the most beautiful thing I've ever laid my eyes upon.
was successful. The players were now astronauts that were tasked to build a space station up there. But while Maker was busy watching the rocket launch at the Wu sect, the plan they established yesterday for killing Maker was
Oh, that's their building. The Wuhi sect, that's their building.
being set in motion.
So they're actually ops to the nation, kinda.
Everyone was waiting in their assigned location, and Logical was sent to bring Maker to the temple for quote-unquote a meeting. Once Maker arrived, two people were waiting for him in the basement of the temple, sitting around a table. Each chair of this table were trapped to be able to be broken, making Maker fall in a one-by-one hole where two hidden players would be able to take him out quickly. Unfortunately for them, Maker did check the chair, feeling that this setup was a little suspicious. Realizing this was a trap, he was alone against multiple players. He wouldn't be able to run away in time. People were all around him, under him, and even at the exit. They had thought of everything, even if Maker found the trap.
Alright, we could do this the easy way or the hard way if you just want to talk. I think it's pretty evident. Without me, I don't think you would be in the position you're in.
Sure, like I'm working with plenty of other people. Yeah.
Well, helped conjure your position. Throughout this, the leading just hasn't been as good. I think you've had some good policies, don't get me wrong. The issue is you're not strict enough. You haven't been, and I don't think you will be. And I'm sorry, Maker, but we need a new structure of power.
Ah, come on. Ooh.
There's no running. I'm sorry, Maker.
Maker got killed. This was just the beginning of the
So I'm guessing that the deaths don't show up in chat. So that they're gonna, oh my god, they're gonna completely fake everything.
Now they had to make everyone believe that this was an attack from the communist team. Galaxy ignited the TNT where Maker was supposedly sitting to make this place look like it was trapped. After a quick briefing from Galaxy, they all made their way to the speech area and managed to gather most of the nation. Galaxy and Logical went up on the stage.
Citizens, my heart is like with the people today. I hate to be the one to announce this, but we had a dinner at the sect, and while we were having dinner, a trap was set below us. I barely escaped with my life, but Maker has unfortunately passed away.
It was planted by someone here. Advocated, you are under arrest for killing Maker. Drop all of your things. You're gonna follow death to a max security prison now. Your vice president has killed Maker.
Everyone was lied to, and the blame was put on Advocative, the vice president of Maker. Under the pressure, even though he knew he was innocent, with the number of players around him that thought he was guilty, he had no chance to make it out. Advocative dropped all his items and was escorted to the prison, where he was later secretly taken out.
I know I'm no Maker. What did Maker want us to do? He wanted us to win. He wanted us to take out those communists, and that is exactly what we're going to do here today.
Logical took advantage of the general chaos, as he was part of the government, and Maker was dead, Advocative taken out of the way. He self-proclaimed himself leader. This of course did not sit with everyone, and right after the public talking, all the government gathered in an underground room, where they all made it clear to Logical that they did not support this quick change of leadership.
The last time I saw Maker, he left with you, Sunset and Death.
Yeah.
He didn't leave with Advocate, he didn't leave with anybody else. Why doesn't that make you not just not a leader of us, not just but the first suspect? Why did we...
I didn't know the chain of command.
The council, and especially the player called Salty, did not believe Logical. To their eyes, he was a prime suspect of Maker's death. But for now, they decided to deal with the problems at hand, like the war with the other team rather than that. Speaking of them, Blanky had made his way for the prison for a special something that the warden had prepared for him. Under the prison, the guard had been...
Like, this is what I'm saying. Blanky will never be overthrown. Like, the video's more than halfway through, and this dude is still a leader. But Maker has already been through a lot of controversy and has already died. And already gotten into trouble with his people. It is kind of like... It is very similar to real life, except that I guess they don't have... I mean, they did kind of have an election in the capitalist thing, but it was only for a moment. It was only one time, and he got elected, and then he got assassinated. This is actually accurate. I love this.
an arena.
But anyway, like, Blanky is never getting overthrown until he, like, dies.
Planning to make fight to the death the capitalist prisoner that they had in the prison.
1, 2, 3.
My money's on Mantle. Yo, if you lose, I'm down like 10 iron. Come on. Final. Fight. Yeah!
Oh, they're the men in blue people.
After the fight, two other prisoners were taken to a machine they called the Russian roulette. Two players were placed inside it. They both had access to buttons, each having a chance to kill the other person on the press of the button with a dripstone.
if you click the
Damn.
comment, something interesting will happen to the other person.
Like, it is amazing that, like, people built this shit and simulated this experience. Like, this is so fucking cool, man.
With that being said, Nick,
like, who made this machine?
I want you to press one of the 6 buttons. Only one.
With those questionable methods, the guards took out all the prisoners and no longer had to worry about them, focusing all their manpower on preparing for the war. In contrast to all this brutality, on the capitalist island, everything was silent. Everyone was gathered for the burial of Maker. Logical was about to hold a speech, the man who killed him.
We are very sorry for the loss of Maker. We couldn't have expected anything like this. He was leading us great. He had a very positive influence on all of you. Throughout all this effort, Maker has done nothing but bring us closer and closer to victory.
I feel like the capitalists are completely gonna lose this shit. They've already, like, assuming that both sides have an equal amount of players, they've already lost some major individuals, and they're just not, like, connected like the communist nation is. Like, there's no way they're winning the war.
First of all, I'd like to apologize for my behavior yesterday. Maker's death made me really erratic.
It's okay. I understand exactly where you're coming from, and in due time, I promise to make everything right with you, okay?
Thank you. Now let's work together and save this nation.
With war just around the corner, tension between both islands was at an all-time high. Everyone was preparing. The capitalists knew that they were the ones who were gonna get attacked. Their priority was preparing a defense plan. The communists then were betting it all on their attack. But before we talk about all that war stuff, I was flying around the island and realized that Kermit was here. Apparently yesterday he had somehow escaped the communist prison and made his way back to the island. Well, unfortunately for him, even though he escaped, his own team still saw him as a criminal for attacking the communist side with no permission and starting that conflict. Fresh out of prison, he was currently being searched to be put in a new cell. The frog seems to really like prisons. At least he has a neighbor in another cell.
Wallah, I didn't do anything. They think I am a spy.
Above ground, Logical had gathered all the people and he was holding a speech to organize the war preparations.
Today is the day we work together as a nation, protect each other and defend for each other. Money is amazing, running businesses are amazing, but what is more important? Our lives. After we win this war, we can go back to how we lived, but more proud after our nation beat those bottom-of-the-barrel skunks.
The capitalists were not the only one preparing. At the Red Island, Blanky had everything prepared and was talking about his plan right now.
Tomorrow we'll be raiding the capitalist islands to get back to what they did to us. There are many things we need to be careful of. Traps, like TNT.
You mentioned something about kind of wanting to be offensive. I agree to an extent, but I feel like we should focus more on defense.
I currently have a man...
They should absolutely focus more on defense. Are you kidding me?
Digging a tunnel.
Any other option is literally
the bottom of
GG's.
their island, so we'll have a small group of elite fighters exit from the middle of the island when they're least expecting it.
I think we get a small group of people, you stick together, but take out the weaker players, like their iron armors.
Okay, are we gonna push them straight from the front, or are we gonna go through behind?
Because what I've seen is, I've heard they've got a massive wall surrounding the front of the island.
It is likely that they are going to overcome the wall at one point. We are then going to fall back at the citadel, which is still being built. It's in the further back part of the island.
Yeah. I promise on everything. I will make it right. I promise when we win. It's not an if, because we are going to win. I promise. Salty will be the leader by everything.
Everyone was making plans all over the place. The wartime economy was booming, and the communists had planes. But while all of that was happening...
Damn, bro. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna lie, bro. This shit is crazy.
Something unexpected happened. Kermit escaped again. Don't even ask me how at this point, I don't even know. Bro was encased in a lava box with no item and somehow made it out. Later, he made his way to the communist island and Blanky decided he would spare him and give him a new home if he decided to betray his island and describe to them the plans of the blue team. To which he accepted. This though was not the only side switching we would see today. At the capitalist island, Rasplin and Isshay, two players who were previously arrested by the communists and freed since then, decided to go to the other side and request to join their ranks.
Big question out of the way, what are you guys doing here?
So basically, we loved our mission at first, but as the days went out, we learned that our leader, Blanky,
is actually pretty corrupt. He basically imprisoned all of us. I was even a commander, so I shouldn't have been there, but he just was like, you guys are all going to prison. They took all our stuff, and we were just trapped.
Not long after that, the sun started to set, probably the last sunset for one of the two teams. Today was the day. Both teams have been preparing everything for it.
Remember, I said this since the beginning of the video, I'm with the communists, bro. Y'all better win. Cause like the odds are in favor of you guys, I think. And like, yeah, bro. Like I'm typically known for making wrong predictions. So I wanna make a right one for once.
Moment. The sun started rising on both islands, and the capitalist island had a bunch of people working on their main defense. A fort tower on top of a hill.
That's not gonna do shit, bro. They have planes.
Far behind the town. Yesterday, Blanky shared his plan to his
Yeah, see, they're ready, bro.
team on Discord with all the
This is some fucking 1939 Poland invasion encircling method type plan. Like, this is insane.
details on how the attack was going to take place. But the problem is that somehow those plans got leaked to the capitalist team. And knowing that they would attack from the east, they fortified that side and adapted to that scenario. The thing is that Blanky was 2 steps ahead. He knew that this plan was bound to be leaked if he shared it prior to the war. The plan he shared yesterday was totally made up and none of it was true.
Yeah, the communists win. The communists win, absolutely. Like, if you like completely fumble this, that's on you.
The actual plan was left secret and it was going to be explained to the team a couple of minutes before the attack. Don't ask me what all those lines mean, I have no idea. On the communist island, it was busy. Everyone gathered at the community storage area and prepared their gear for the fight. And all the flying machines they prepared yesterday were being checked on at the shores to transport the players over the ocean. After 30 minutes of final preparations, both leaders gathered their teams one last time.
Before we cross over there, do quite frankly do many messy and maybe even vile things. I just want to thank each and every one of you for building our society to the point that is a sacred treasure that needs protection.
You guys have all put in as much effort as you possibly could, and I can't say I am more proud. You guys are amazing, and that hope has not been shattered. Actually, wanna know something really, really funny? The communists over there, they're scared of us.
With the love for your home, your
Trust me when I say this, they're not.
family as a righteous blade, a flame to lead you through the dark, I ask you all, who's ready to take the final dub?
You guys are what's gonna bring us this win, this victory. And you guys is what's gonna bring us this victory speech after we kick their communist butts off of our island and permanently off.
Like, how are you gonna beat this? Like, I'm guessing it's like one of these flying TNT machine thingies. God, or even just like a machine where you can like drop down from. It's over. They will be able to use that in so many ways. Okay, so maybe they don't drop TNT then, but it's still like this is bad, bro.
Directly were on their way. When the flying machine reached the middle between the two islands, the goal was sent to the other attack party that was Blanky, who took to the sea and started swimming to the other island. Not like the blue team thought, it was not the east shore that was going to be attacked, but the lake in front of their fortress. Once land was visible, the players on the flying machines jumped off to meet with the other main group, and the flying machines continued flying over the island as a distraction. The main attack group...
As a distraction? Dude, it's a Minecraft invasion. Stop tryharding, man.
Blanky had already arrived to the south of
I mean, what am I talking about? I mean, I'm cheering for these guys anyway.
island, and was about to engage the fort.
Like, you do realize how much aura Blanky gains if he wins this? He literally became a leader during the first day, alright, kept all the people under his control using fear, and now he's gonna take over the biggest ops. their biggest ops, that would be crazy. That's why I want them to win as well, because that aura is just unreal.
Yo, family.
The capitalists had prepared. They had placed trap explosive all around the tower. They also had the advantage of that. With the high ground, raining arrows on them was easier than ever. After that, all gathered in a safe spot on the west of the fort, where they built a wall to stop the arrows from hitting them. In there, they had little time to gather each other and decide how to proceed next. But when the Queen realized they were slowing down, they decided to rush them and not give them time to plan. In the heat of the battle, Blanky ordered everyone to rush in.
Hello, sir. Don't run away. This is your island. Don't run away. Hello? Hello? Oh.
All attacking at once did not work for the communists. They were now way too dispersed around the battlefield, making it easier to pick on them one by one.
No, come on, man.
Blanky somehow managed to make everyone...
Come on, let the bad guys win for once.
Everyone back again and group. After a short briefing, they were told to advance together and stay as one big group, and rushed in again. This time, it worked a lot better. Many blue soldiers were taken out, and Logical, their leader, was captured.
But like, bro, like, how do you capture these people? I don't understand. Like, in one frame, you're like literally cutting him down with your sword. You're basically peeling his skin off, and in the next, he just agrees to be captured. Like, what? Besides, capture, like, bro, the war is, like, the video is basically over. Like, he's not making a return anyway. You might as well have killed him. Wouldn't that have been way more symbolic? You just kill the leader, and then that lowers the motivation of the entire nation?
The only remaining players were the
Or the morale, I mean?
inside the fortress, still holding strong.
Yeah, it's over.
The fort was taken, and banners of the red team were floating on it. The rest of the capitalists were either killed or captured.
GG's, man.
Forgive me, people of the West and people of the East. I can only hope that you can understand that what was done had to be done. We stand in ashes, blood, and sadness, but now we are free. We won. That glorious, united future has never been brighter. We only take belts, people.
Our people, we fought, and I guess it would be hypocritical if I was the person that led our team to victory anyways. You won't even know how I got here, Blanky. Well, I thought maybe if I took care of Maker myself that I would be able to resolve, but clearly that wasn't the case. I killed Maker. The people you have around you, the only thing that's going to grow for you is paranoia. You kill people the second you have a slight inkling that they might overthrow you.
Logical. Let you and your paranoia, your guilt, your greed die with you.
The capitalist team was defeated
Ridiculous,
and their
bro.
leader taken out. After that, all the communists returned to their island and passed the password control, of course. They all gathered in town and celebrated their victory. So, what happened when you put 100 communists against 100 capitalists?
100 communists win. Because I've learned something very valuable today, bro. If you are a dictator instilling fear into your people, you can make them do a lot of stuff. There's a reason North Korea still exists.
It turns out power corrupts, no matter which flag you fly. The communists built unity through control, the capitalists through ambition. But both systems were broken from the start, not by their enemies, but by their own thirst for control and power. Maker sold his people a dream, yet even before it could grow, some betrayed him for a taste of his power. And when he was gone, his most loyal followers began fighting each other to take his place. Blanky ruled through fear and social ranking. Behave and you'll be rewarded. Step out of the line and you will be locked away. The few who tried to rebel were silenced. What would have happened if that prison was not built in time? What would have happened if makers just lived one more day? A nation built on fear may rise like a castle of cards, but it only takes one wrong move for everything to come falling down. I hope you enjoyed the story.
This shit was amazing. I am not gonna lie, the reason I didn't comment so much on this video was because I was so fucking invested. This is like watching, like, a movie, bro. Like Netflix or like... Nah, you know what? I'm sorry for even comparing this guy to Netflix. Netflix is garbage compared to this. So yeah, you know what? Subscribe to JJK, alright? And yeah, I mean, look at this, bro. 200 players simulate economy in Minecraft, bro. Who knows, bro? Like, maybe we learn together, alright? This is more educational than school ever was. So, I might check this out in the future. But not right now, bro. Because stream's been an hour long. And, yeah, I think that's enough, bro. I think that's enough for today. I do have stuff to do. And yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. I definitely should be here tomorrow.